When you type in police badges in Google and go to Google Images, this is what you get. A variation of police badges. I'm just showing you some of them. Something may have changed. This from Canada. Canada is a constitutional kingdom, so you see the crown, which refers to the banking cartel of London over here. Most of them that you see are from the United States. These are from the troopers. But there's one thing all of these badges have in common. One important sign that you can't miss unless you're completely blind. They all have some symbolism in it. Maybe some exemptions don't, but overall they all have some symbols in it. Why? Because sun worship is devil worship because it refers to Apollo, the sun god, also called Helios. It is a star, which is a sun. 6, 2, 1. Okay? 2 times 6 is 12. Then you have the 1 added, that's 13. 13 is a number of rebellion. Okay? Here. Sun symbolism again. Here also. Here's the variation of badges. All clean and sun symbols. And why is it important to know this? Because when you carry this badge, you are identifying as an agent of the pagan rulers. When you make that oath that you will protect the law, what you are really doing is you are handing your life over to the pagan rulers. The pagan rulers claim to be the gods that rule over humanity, and they write their policies in codified letters, and those codified sentences, which are often spells, we call the law. And as a law enforcer, you enforce the codified policy. That's what you do. But here's the thing, as an enforcer, you are just a tool to them. You're not a part of the common population, you're just a tool. And as a tool, they will decide when to use you or when to dump you. And they sacrifice law enforcement often. They do. Because remember, law enforcement is an extension of the military class. When you go to the United States has counties. And say United States counties. Now, a county is a unit of administration. But why doesn't the United States have provinces or municipalities? Why does it have counties and states? Let me explain this. The word county refers to the region of a count. A count is someone with a military role to keep an operation going. It comes from the Latin comes, and the plural is comites. That's where you get the English word committee from. But, okay, that's that aside. The comites, or the counts, are military personnel appointed by a nobleman to manage his economic affairs. That's what a count is. And over time, the title of count became hereditary because you had families that were involved in the military, and the title of count was transferred from generation to generation. So the title count itself became a noble title. So a county is the jurisdiction of a military nobleman. That's what a county is. So when the British came and established 13 colonies, they did not install municipalities. A municipality comes from the Latin municipium. A municipium was a town that received certain rights and certain privileges by the Roman Emperor. And often the Roman Senate, they enforced these benefits. A colonia in the Roman Empire, or in English would say colony, was a city or a settlement that was completely dependent on the investments from Rome. And because of that, they were seen as an extension of the city of Rome itself. A municipality was a city that, though to the performance of the community, they were awarded a special status. Therefore, they also received the right to co-decide in policies. A county is just a military district. You have people living there who are civilians, and they may be citizens of a city somewhere, but they're not part of a municipality. They're not entitled to benefits. They just have to do what the military tells them to do. So why is the United States divided in counties? It is because it's an administration that relies on the military. The president of this administration presides over this military administration that today allegedly contains over 330 million people. And I don't even believe that census. The population may be far lower, but that's why the United States is divided in counties. And a state is a region that functions as a country, but a state needs to have a title. It either is a kingdom, it's a republic, or it's a commonwealth, or it's, you name it. It needs to be something. If a country is called a state, it means that it's under the supervision of another administration. Or sometimes a country can prefer to call itself a state without its title, but that is because they're hiding something. So when a country is called a state and it's not called with its proper title, it is either because they're hiding something or because that country is supervised by another administration. That's why in the United States Union you have states. Some of those states are called republics, one is called a commonwealth, but those are exceptions. Now you understand why the United States doesn't have provinces, nor districts, nor prefectures. Because prefectures are religious administrations. Japan has that, because they have an emperor who's the religious head of the country. Why did I mention this? Because a lot of folks are ignorant, they don't know anything, they just take things for granted. I mention this in combination with the knowledge about police badges, just to show you that these things influence your behavior. It makes a lot of difference if you would call, for example, Illinois, the Republic of Illinois, or the State of Illinois. If you would call it the Kingdom of Illinois, or if you call it the Province of Illinois, psychologically it has an effect on you. But this effect is never explained to the common people, because common people often don't look at the bigger picture. They don't. For example, Canada is a constitutional kingdom. Okay, it has provinces. Why? Because a province is a territory that provides for the center. The center is the capital and all the wealthy cities. That's what a province is. Now, in a military jurisdiction, there is no provision for the population. The population has to figure it out on their own. So, think about the titles given to territories next time. And what does this has to do with the military clause or extension the police? This is because the military clause as well as the police, which is its extension, are there to one of the purposes of this clause, even though those in the clause aren't aware of it, is to prevent the people from looking at the bigger picture. You keep the people frightened with rituals like war and crime that needs to be solved, so people don't question what they're living in or what they're complying with. Now, if the United States is a military jurisdiction called the United States, then who runs the military? I already explained that. The pagan rulers do. That means that this quote-unquote country itself is a hoax. And the landmass exists, the people live there, they have their families, have their lives, all of that. But the union called the United States itself is a hoax. Presented as an independent nation. It's not. The people may think they're independent, but they're not. First of all, independent nations don't even exist. Nations can be autonomous, not independent, because in practice they need to comply with other nations. One nation may have a superior role over the other. That happens in empires, but no nation is independent. Well, I've revealed a lot in this video. If needed, I'll make a part 3. Remember, agree with Christ. That's the only way to be freed from all these traps. Be at peace.